What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Sculpted Strength podcast with myself, Billy, and Jay. We've been best mates for how long? We've been best mates for now? God, 15, probably 15 years, maybe longer.
Yeah, 16, 15.
But yeah, it's taking our time. We wanted to do this podcast for a while, and yeah, we finally got around to doing it. I've probably got Max and Denny to thank. Actually, I know Jay listens to them as well. Obviously, I know Max and Denny. They do their podcast, the Natty Blueprint, which we listen to. And I wanted to do a podcast, so I thought I'd say, instead of doing it on my own, because it gets a bit boring if you do it on your own. But me and Jay decided to do it, and here we are. So this episode is just going to be a bit of an introduction, a bit of a tester, really, just to talk to everyone, see what everyone wants. I've got a few questions at the end as well. So yeah, Jay, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll go from there.
Sure. So yeah, I'm probably known by Crispy to a lot of people, I suppose, in my local gym and my previous gyms. But yeah, been training for about 4 years seriously. I've dipped in and out of the gym before then, but similar journey to Bill, really, in terms of how it's mirrored. And yeah, obviously, as Bill says, we've been mates since we were 11. So yeah, it was one of those things where it's sort of weirdly aligned at the same time when we got into fitness for different reasons, I think, and we'll go into that. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so yeah, well, I think I've been training really only for the last 4 years, properly again, as you say, really for the bodybuilding wise, the last 2 years. But yeah, when we was younger, we was completely different. It's a bit different now, isn't it? Kids are back in, probably 14, 15, get into the gym. We were just out playing football, but it's all different. And obviously, I wish I'd have got into the gym back then, but we're here now and we're on different journeys, which is good. You're into your more.
It was just unheard of, though. Like,
yeah, it's different, isn't it? Yeah.
Touching that point, like you wouldn't see a kid at a gym or go to a gym.
No, it was weird. I do remember though. I didn't really go, but I remember obviously with me, Jay, we got close group of mates. Me, Jay, Jacob, Josh, Callum. I remember, I think it was Jacob and Josh went to the Marsh Academy gym, at like lunchtime on sixth form, which was, again, yeah, as you say, it was just odd, wasn't it? It was a bit weird. It was, it wasn't a known thing to do, and now, I think a lot of kids do that instead of probably going out playing football. But yeah, it's just times change, I suppose. But
definitely.
But yeah, so what's going on with you now then, Jay, in terms of goals, bits like that?
Yeah, I think, as you know, I moved recently. I say recently, I moved last year, but I've moved to a gym that's quite compact, quite small, and I think you visited Bill last weekend, so you'll know it's quite compact. But so I'm still working out my groove. Like I'm still working out whether or not I still want to try and fit it in before work, after work. You know me, I change it quite a lot, and like you're quite set in when you go during the week anyway. But as far as goals, I think for me, it's a difficult one because I've bulked for a year and, I do more powerlifting style training with a little bit of bodybuilding style training. So for me, right now, it's to get as strong as I can in the next 2 months whilst I'm still putting on weight. And then it will change in 2 months where it'll be like, okay, as you'll know, just try and keep that intensity the same. So that'll be my goal is more the strength. So I hit 115 kg bench back in March, April time. So I want to try and get 120 before I finish my bulk because there's no chance of me getting that before then. So yeah, that's my main focus right now. If you're asking about strength, and just staying as disciplined as you are with your diet. To be completely honest with you.
Nah, that's it. But no, it's when we was younger, obviously it was kind of the other way around. Is you was the skinny kid, and now you're probably stronger than me, to be fair, with a lot of your movements. And I was the bigger kid, and we kind of both got into the gym. I've obviously lost the weight, got into bodybuilding, and you've had to obviously put on weight, and then we can go back and forth there. But I suppose we should probably just touch on how how we got into the gym, really. Yeah, so I'll let you go first, obviously. Yeah, just like the timeline of how you started to get into powerlifting, bodybuilding, the gym, really.
Yeah. So as you say, like before the 4 years, I'd been into a pure gym. I'd experienced a gym in some context, but I just didn't know, as a lot of people do, that didn't know what to do or how to start or how to structure days, things like that. And I remember using the Pure Gym app for a bit, and that was an interesting experience. But yes, as lockdown hit, lockdown 1 in 2020, my local leisure centre had like a good space, but not loads of machines. Just like like a barbell, maybe like a cable machine.
That was the one that I've
Yeah.
been to that one. Was that? Yeah, I know
So
the one.
it was
Yeah.
run by the local council, so it wasn't like
Yeah.
flash or anything, and like an afterthought in a leisure centre really. But that's when it first started around power lifting specifically. So like I've got loads of old videos, as you know, like where I'm attempting to do a deadlift for the first time, attempting to do a squat or a bench or whatever, and this is scary because you haven't done this before, and it was lockdown, so there wasn't anyone really available to train or whatever. I didn't know where to go, and from there, it's just grown from there really. In that, yes, I do a lot of the squat. I enjoy squat, bench, and deadlift. Like I've never taken it out of my routine, and I focus on like powerlifting training to progressively overload those movements. But it's balanced with I still want to look good. I still want to bulk and cut the way a bodybuilder would, and how do I not fatigue myself by trying to do both? So yeah, obviously I moved to more of an old school bodybuilding powerlifting gym called Classic Physiques, and that was good because it had loads of different machines. So I was learning about how to work different kind of muscle groups, but also what is a good machine, what's not a good machine, why old equipment's probably better in some instances, that kind of thing, right? So I moved from there last year, as I say, to Foundry Gym, which is a chain gym across the Midlands, I think, in the south. And now it's just about, for me, I'm quite happy with my physique. Like I'm quite happy how I look when I'm cut. I never cut to the point where I'm competition ready, but
Don't need to though.
No, exactly. So I cut to a point where if I'm around 10%, I normally feel good at about 10% body fat. So, but for me, it's doing that, but it's also wanting to still be as strong as I am at 84 kg when I'm 71 kg. You know what I mean? So it's completely led by strength for me, and it's completely, it's similar to bodybuilding in the sense that I'm guided by how tired I feel, that kind of thing, and I'll rebalance my training. But yeah, it's completely strength driven. And I think, like you say, it's because when I was a kid, I was so skinny, I was so small, I was so I didn't like eating. I still don't like eating, as I'm not a foodie. So bulking is a mental game for me, whereas for you, it's a little bit more.
Love it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's I guess my story in the sense of why I do it. And I think as I get older, as I've gone through these 4 years, and you'll know this as well, loads of things creep in that you just don't start off with, like supplementation, like sleep, rest, active rest, all those kind of things, especially as you age, start to seep in, and you find yourself where like I've got a massage gun, I'm doing all sorts to my body at night, I'm eating so many supplements, but it slowly becomes your life, doesn't it?
That's it.
I think it's one of them where it's unless something crazy happens where unfortunately I get really badly injured or I can't go to the gym. It's just part of who you are now, isn't it?
It's just mad, isn't it? How it does take over your life, but it's not a bad thing, is it? So
no.
That was a good intro of how obviously you got into the gym. And for me, as I say, we kind of got into the gym around the same time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Obviously, I know in COVID 2020, I started that where everyone was starting running. I remember going on like my first 5K, and I enjoyed running for a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah.
But then it was 2021. I still remember when I asked Callum. Do you remember?
Yes.
In the group chat, I asked Callum how because he lost quite a bit of weight, and he said, "Oh, I was just tracking what I was eating."
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that for a few months, just tracking about 800 calories a day, eating Rivitas for like 3 months, and I remember that. And then I lost about 5 stone. I think it was like April 21 when I stepped on the scales when we first bought our house, me and Dee. And I stepped on the scales and I was like 17 stone. I thought I need to do something. And that's when obviously I asked Callum, ended up just not eating enough food. I still felt okay, to be fair, but obviously I lost 5 stone, but still looked fairly, I suppose, more skinny fat, where I just lost the weight. And I thought, I'd get into the gym, so I got into Ballantyne's in around the August time, I think it was. And as you know, Ballantyne's is just a it's a nice gym, isn't it? Like a nice spa kind of
More of a
place,
health
but
club.
it's,
More of a
yeah,
health club,
health
isn't it?
club is exactly it, isn't it? Yeah, so they've got the techno gym, which we won't mention too much about techno gym, but it done me for,
It does.
how long was I there? About over a year. Yeah, over a year, about 18 months, and then I moved to Pure Gym that moved over just over the road in Ashford. Again, the actual stuff in Pure Gym was all right. It was so busy. You know, again, I'm not saying this, but you get 5, 6 groups of about 10 younger kids all round a bench, and then you can't get on things. And the time I was going after work at like 5 o'clock, it was absolutely rammed, and it was all right for a few months. But then I looked at LRF at the time, which is obviously now Muscle Hut, and it was funny because we was talking about it for a while. I remember Josh saying there was a good like bodybuilding gym, and when I first looked at it, I was a bit skeptical about going in there in case, I thought, what's it going to be like in there? But once I got in there, I've never looked back. The people in there, as you know, with the gyms, you meet so many good people, and now, I know everyone in there. I talk to everyone, and as it's gone from LRF to Muscle Up, you've been in there as well. They're just growing even more, and I'm lucky enough to have one of the best bodybuilding gyms around the south, and obviously I can use Medway, Herne Bay as well, which are really good, and it's just expanded, and a lot more obviously equipment's coming. But that's how I got into like the more bodybuilding, and then obviously that's when I met Chris, who I started up, coaching, and now obviously I'm really good mates with him. Done my first photo shoot in 2024. And said I wanted to compete, and then obviously this year competed. You come to my first show, you and Nicole, which was great. Got third, which was brilliant. And now starting a new journey. Obviously, I'm getting coached now with AJ. Just wanted to level up even more. I'm really good mates with Chris, so I just wanted him more as a mate. And now I'm 10 weeks post show, about 8-9 kilos up, quite a bit up now to be fair, but feeling good, still lean, getting stronger, feeling good, eating nearly 4,000 calories. So loving life, really.
In the 4 years, at what point was the hardest mentally for you? Like, because you've been through quite a lot of phases. Like a lot of aggressive weight loss to training to then coaching with
Yeah, it was. I suppose
that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, it was. I suppose the start in August when I went to Ballantyne's. I think it was when I started taking pictures. I think in the January 2022, and then monthly, I could see that the visual differences, and every month I would see, that my abs were starting to come through, and then when I was seeing more and more progress, it was just like, I just fell in love with it basically, and then now it's just taken over my life, really. But it's not a bad thing too, is it? But as you say, all the supplements, all of the, it does become a bit of a task, but that's why you need a good routine and prep this year. Obviously, from end of December to June, staying on my meal. I loved it. I loved every minute of it, though. I was staying on the same meal plan. My 30th birthday, I was on my meal plan. But I love that. So, even now, people thought, oh, you're gonna be starting to eat normally, as people say now. But no, I'm still on my meal plan. Obviously, I still go out now. I go out most Saturdays with D, or when we come up to see you, have an off-plan day. But I love what I eat and love the training. So yeah, it's all good, really.
Do you find it easier now? So let's say you met Chris in Pure Gym, and then you started this journey in Pure Gym. You never left Pure Gym, let's say. Would it be?
Yeah, no. What it was with Chris, I actually found Chris was obviously already at LRF, but
Yeah.
I started following him. When I was in Pure Gym. Yeah.
Right. Okay. My point I'm getting to is it the environment of LRF/Muscle Hut now that has made it easier to
Yeah,
embrace
100%.
the
Yeah.
whole lifestyle? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think if I'd have just been at Pure Gym, I think it was the going from Pure Gym, Ballantyne's, them two gyms to an actual bodybuilding gym, meeting different people, seeing, it's the motivation of seeing others, like Chris, like Max Denny, who I know now. A lot of people in there. It's just that next level of it's just that step up from maybe people that like going to the gym just as a hobby to that like kind of bodybuilder next level. And that's what keeps me going in my prep, throughout this prep, obviously for the photo shoot, for my competitions. Just seeing people training hard, bang on it, it just makes me want to be like that as well. And I suppose that's kind of the same with especially your two gyms. Your two gyms, obviously Foundry and Classic Physiques. It's you're going from like health club / commercial gym to the next level of either a powerlifting gym or a bodybuilding gym. It's just seeing others basically do what you want to do, isn't it? So,
and I think when you're in a space like that, where you're in a bodybuilding gym or a powerlifting gym or both, you see like you say, you get driven by people's mentality like that, because they're all doing. You have like older people, for instance, that have like immense, physiques that have just maintained for years, and that's still as important as someone that is starting out. Do you know what I mean? In building towards their first show. So I think everyone, like you say, is brought together by like the common goal of training.
Yeah, and it's just nice to see. Like when I go into my gym, I know that whether you're a girl, boy, want to be a bodybuilder, competing, just lifestyle, everyone in there is training hard. And even if it is, as you say, an older guy who just wants to keep fit, you can still see that their mentality is just training. He's just training to that next level. It's not, you never get anyone in there just mucking about or anything like that, which obviously, that's fine if people want to have a social at like commercial gyms and stuff like that. But that's why obviously just going to a more serious kind of gym is it just takes it to the next level.
Definitely, totally agree. And now you, like you say, you touched on it earlier, you went from Chris to AJ. How has having it in person versus online been?
Yeah, because obviously with Chris it was more, I was always still online with Chris, but I used to see him quite a lot, and I still want to get sessions in with Chris now. But yeah, no, it's been really, really good. As I say, the only reason I wanted to change from Chris to AJ is I'm more of good mates with Chris now, and I want him to be at my shows, especially in the next few years, just as a mate, because we've got quite a tight group now that we go. They all come to my shows. Which was good. Oh, you met quite a few of them.
You're going to some of theirs.
Yeah, I will be. Yeah, we'll always go to shows like next year. I know Sean wants to compete. I know James is going to compete. So I'll be there for them, which is good. And obviously, it's just I wanted to just have a change and just try and level up as much as possible, really. So, the last 10 weeks, post-show's gone super, super quick. But, being 99% on plan the whole time, it has been hard, the post-show. Everyone says that. It can be hard because appetite is literally, I could be eating double, even though I'm on a lot of calories. I still always feel hungry, but it's just about still enjoying myself, but just making sure I make decent choices. And it's shown that, I've handled it fairly well, I think.
I think so, yeah.
And it's showing now. It's showing already at the weight I am now to when I was the same weight a few months ago. I'm already looking
different,
better, which is good. So that is it. Are you going to be looking at competing? Come on, you need to be powerlifting, surely.
Yeah, I think for me, it's all about what drives you, isn't it? For me personally, and I think the main reason people don't compete in powerlifting is they always say, I want to get strong enough first. Like I want to basically go in to come top 3 or win.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But really, what you should be doing is going in and just having a go. And certainly just seeing where you place and then trying to bring your best each after that.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's a difficult one because I always say that I do both badly, powerlifting and bodybuilding, but I get involved in both of them. I think in some way, shape, or form. I think right now there's so much going on in my personal life, as you know, with moving, buying a house, this kind of stuff. I want to give it the right amount of care and time. I definitely need a coach. That's definitely coming, and it's just about deciding if I do powerlifting and if I follow that, I'll probably have to make some sacrifices in how I train, and because I do quite a lot. You know me, I do quite a lot of assisted bodybuilding style stuff, and I do enjoy that. So I suppose it's just trying to work out the right time for me, but also kind of the right structure. and without any outside pressures. Because unlike you, I think you're a good exception to the rule. Like, you can shut off a lot of outside pressures and just focus on the goal of, I'm going to get to that bodybuilding stage. Whereas me, I like to think I'm like the majority a little bit, and I certainly need not perfect conditions, but do you know what I mean? Like a bit more of a work-life balance to kind of
the difference with obviously powerlifting and bodybuilding is I could control. I made sure that I was on my meal plan the whole 24 weeks. I didn't go off my plan. I made sure I didn't miss a training session. I made sure I'd done everything that Chris said. So when I got on that stage, it was like, I've done everything I can. Unfortunately, there's going to be people bigger than me, and that's why I'm taking off now 3 years, basically 2.5 years, to then come back in 2028. And I know I can get in condition now, not a problem. It's just I need to be bigger. But obviously with powerlifting, which would be interesting if you get a coach in powerlifting. Obviously, I don't know how that, it's different training plans and different bits like that, which is quite
and also you can, with powerlifting. Yes, you're right. Like, similar to bodybuilding, you can hit all the boxes, but it sometimes down to the day. And how you do on that lift, what your warm-ups feel like, what you're eating before those warm-ups, how much, did you travel far, that all these things that I think can impact the lifts themselves. Like, normally they go for a weight they know they can hit on the first attempt, the second attempt they'll go for a PR, and then the third attempt they'll go for like something they haven't hit before. But like, even to hit something that you're confident of hitting and still be competitive on the day is difficult to kind of guarantee you're going to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
you have to.
It's really peaking, they call it in powerlifting. Getting to the point where you're going to be the strongest to do like single lifts it's difficult. It's technical. It's difficult. I've got a few powerlifting friends that I speak to like daily. Some that I work with, in fact, and like to hear them and how they train is interesting, because they don't necessarily bulk or cut. They just try and get as strong as they can below the certain weight class, and it will take them ages to get there, but it's so much more sustainable than bulking and cutting, because like to the degree that I do, because you it's one of them. But it is really interesting, and we'll have to see kind of what the next few months bring. Certainly for me. We're adults now, Bill. Do you know what I mean? We've got a lot of adults to be getting on with, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, you don't need to tell me that, mate. I've got 10 weeks, and then I'm gonna have a little one, and so obviously that's come at a good time. Everyone, I'm sure, if everyone don't know, obviously I'm having my first child in October, at the end of October, right? So I'm having a little boy. So that worked out quite well, to be fair. Obviously, I wasn't too bad, I don't think, on prep with Dee. She was always good with that. And then obviously I'm going to have a good few years off, which helps, the situation I'm in. And then, go again in 2028. But I suppose with obviously powerlifting, you don't need to bulk and cut if you're fully invested in powerlifting, because it doesn't matter what you look like. Obviously it's about lifting as much as you can with the correct form, and that's it, isn't it? But that's what's going to be interesting about this podcast is, we're going to be talking about bodybuilding, talking about powerlifting. I'm going to learn a lot about powerlifting from you. You'll learn some bits from me. We'll get some people on as well. You have to get some of your powerlifting friends on. I'll get some people on, which would be good. I suppose we better talk about how we get around, to go into the gym with our work life as well. So just talk about how, what you do for work, really.
Yeah, I think I work in a very sedentary job. Like, I sit on this seat typically for 7.5 hours, 7.3 hours a day, whatever it is. And for you, it was different at one point where you were quite active in your job, and so I know you had. It's changed a little bit. But yeah. So how it works for me is always, I have to make time to go and get my steps in. I have to do that because I won't move otherwise. And then the pro of working from home on my work from home days is that I can go before the gym in the morning, and I don't. And I can exhaust myself because I'm just sitting down for the rest of the day. Or walking, So it's not an active job in sort of that sense. I think going in the morning or the evening doesn't really matter to me because I've got the time to do it, I suppose. So it's never really been. I know you have had more of a not an issue, but some more forethought around when you're going to squeeze it in. Certainly before, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's I'm lucky enough. Like when I kind of got into the gym, I was more like, yeah, obviously on the tools. I work at Dungeness Power Station, so I was still work for the civil projects team, but I was a labourer back then. But if I was still on the tools now and I was doing my prep, I just wouldn't have been able to do it. I don't think I'd have had the energy to be, you know, 10 hours a day going to do a day's graft on the tools. And then go to the gym, and so it's kind of worked out that now, obviously, I'm a supervisor, so I get out on the job, making sure everything's running okay, get my steps in that way because the site's so big as well. But yeah, it's something that I always go to the gym, as you know, in the evenings. But when I have the little one, it might be that I'm gonna have to start going in the mornings, so then I can. We're going to have to work it around that way because obviously at the minute I leave for work and get to work for 5:30, 6. I leave work about 4, 4:30, get to the gym for 5, 5:30ish, and I'm not home till 7. And as you know, I go to bed by like 8:30, so I don't obviously get too much time. So yeah, it'll have to be a bit of a juggle around, which would be all fine. And it's all about having a good routine, for anything, isn't it? As long as you're prepared. Have my meals prepped, which isn't fun, as you know. It's not the best prepping meals, but
It's boring.
yeah, that's why I try and only do it at once.
But I think the key point is if you want it enough, if you want to squeeze it in, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're becoming a dad or even doing something physical. Yes, it's harder, but you find a way, don't you? Always.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and that's it. And everyone is busy. Everyone says they haven't got time. Obviously, some more than others. But yeah, you can always fit it in. Whether you don't have to be in the gym for 2 hours. You can be in the gym for 45 minutes. It's all about just trying to plan ahead, really, isn't it? It's like now, it's weird. I find it harder now. I used to, at the weekends, go up and go out for my walks, and you'd think I'd find it easier now, but on prep, it was weird. I just got up and knew. That's why it's quite important for me to still have a goal now, because, I could probably stay in bed a bit later, not go and get my steps in. But now having, obviously, a new coach, new goals to hit, it's still driving me on to get them bits done, because life does get in the way. You started YouTube now, which I love doing my YouTube. We'll link both of our YouTube on it, but it takes so much time. You got to film it, and again, I'm not the best editor and I can edit it quite quick, but it's just like it does take a lot of time. So but weekends fly and then you're back to work, aren't you? But for me, I only try and film at the weekends, because in the week I just don't have time. But obviously, I know you was filming when you was off, which was good.
My mic broke, which I've got a new one two days ago. So I'm gonna start, but I couldn't. For me, I think for me, it's always about the quality of content. So like, if my mic's not working, I just don't see a point in doing it. And that sounds like sort of a fussy thing to say, but if someone's gonna tune in and watch you work out or eat or
of course,
whatever, you have to have like good quality content, don't you? Just for them to feel like they can kind of make out what you're doing or whatever, So I am going to go back onto that this weekend. Now I've got my mic sorted. But I know we were talking about this the other day about what kind of content we consume as well, because I love watching workout videos.
That's great.
Like, I'll stick Sam Sulek on, and he'll just do whatever, off season back, whatever.
And you'll watch. You'll watch him not train.
I love
hate
it.
that. Hate it. And it's funny because I was speaking to Denny about this, and he does the same. Like I watch a lot of bodybuilders, and as soon as it comes to them training, I'm like, skip. Just skip the training. And that's why I don't really like filming my training, but I will do that as well. But yes, obviously some people as well, when they're going in for like a big leg day or back, whatever it is, will then put on watching someone train legs really hard, and then it gets them a bit more fired up, doesn't it? But I like the more vlogging style. So when I'm watching bodybuilders, I just watch them either eating or just vlogging, really, and then skip the training. But whereas you I suppose that's where your powerlifting comes into it, because you're looking at the way they're training. And
you can almost let's say, for example, you've got a weakness in one of your movements, a bench. Let's say, for example, bodybuilders often do variations of things to build certain muscle groups, right? And at the same time, you're getting stronger in that muscle group, so that if you on a bench, if your weakest point is here, then you do pause bench, don't you? Or if you want to build your triceps, you do close grip bench and that kind of. Do you know what I mean? So bodybuilding is actually really good for ideas for accessories and stuff you haven't considered. So, to be honest with you, I love just because I am obviously do squat, bench, deadlift. I like to think I train like as close to bodybuilding as I can in terms of like intensity. I'm probably not as like I want to get to A to B as efficiently as possible, but I watch you train. I've watched like Max and Denny train, a few others, and sometimes it's about making point A to point B as hard as possible. So slowing down the movement, getting the the stretch, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
So it's interesting, to watch.
That's it.
Personally.
Yeah, no, that's it. That is it. What else do we want to cover? Any more topics that we feel we should cover on the first episode? As I say, we're going to be talking. We'll get some people on as well over the next few episodes. We'll try and do these weekly, which is good. Obviously, I'll come down. You'll be coming down soon, and we'll get a session in, which should be good.
We will. And over the time, as my cut begins, my face will slowly lose its face fat, hopefully, and I won't look so old as I do. Right? And your face will slowly grow.
That's the thing. Like when I see, when people are on prep, and it's funny. When their faces come in, it's just especially again when people don't understand. Like I remember when I was a couple of weeks out, and I saw my granddad, and he was like, "Your face." He said, "You look so ill." I'm like, "Oh, cheers, thanks." Thanks for that. So it's not healthy, is it?
No, I think it is the cheekbones here. I think it's these.
Yeah.
Because you've got quite prominent upper cheekbones anyway. And as soon as they come in, it's like, oh my God, you can see your skull, Yeah,
it's like when you go to the shows and you see everyone, people are peeled when their face is all in, which obviously Max is going through that now. He's got a few shows in about 6 weeks, I think, which is it's exciting. It's good to see everyone in different phases now. Obviously, I'm coming out of it. You've got quite a few people in the gym who are obviously doing the back end of the season this year, and then I'm obviously going to have some shows next year that I'm going to go to, which would be nice to go to some shows. I'm hoping to go to one in a few weeks' time, the WNBF, which I competed in my last show. But it's the Supernaturals, I think it is. So you've got more of the one I went to was a novice one. So this would be one that I would be competing at maybe in a few years' time. And it'd be nice to actually go and watch a show, because when you're competing in it, you're literally just sat backstage or separately, just chilling, waiting to go on all day, really. So it'd be nice to actually go and watch a show. Obviously, you come to the PCA one, which was good, and that was probably my best one, which was really, really good. So
it was great, and I think you, like you say, when you sit in the audience, you turn your head. I felt really fat, just really booked, because everyone was like eating chicken and rice. Clear. That's what's weird.
That's what's weird is when you go to these shows and you see people like eating out of Tupperware, and it's just like that's normal there, but everywhere else usually it's not normal, is it?
Yeah, totally.
Which is funny, but also another thing as well, which many people must think, but it is quite bad, really, that at every show they'll have the cookie dealer or this mad cookie company, and I'll say it all the time. It's like if you're like go to an AA meeting, it's like having a bar outside, isn't it? It's that bad, because people will then go on TikTok now, especially, and go, "What I ate post show, 10,000 calories," and it's like, what are you doing? Like you're dieting all that time, and then you go and blow it on. Again, don't get me wrong, I had a cookie the next day, I had a meal out, but you've got to be careful, because people do just blow out, put on 15, 20 pounds.
But what if it's your last show and you're going into, let's say, a reverse diet growth phase? I don't know how you sort of term it. What is wrong with going crazy for like 12 hours?
You just got to be a bit careful. With my, I remember even sometimes it's the gut really is, you've been dieting for say 5, 6, 7 months, whatever it is. And then you're eating the same foods, and it's the same for me. Like I had a Turkish takeaway, me and Dee had, and I had some potatoes instead of rice one weekend, I think I said. And then afterwards, my belly was just killing me. And it's just like you could just, again, I suppose if you're not, for me, because I want to go into a productive off season, I want to make sure I handle the reverse well. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you're not that bothered, but yeah, if you're just, I suppose, if you're not as serious and it's your last show and you don't really have much ambition to then progress even more. But
Go on,
what
yeah.
I could, if I'd have then gone and eaten loads and loads of food and put on, 10 pounds within a week or whatever, 15 pounds within a week, I've got to then get that off, which means dieting again, which I don't want to do. If I went into a big surplus straight away, really, and now I'm in a position where I'm eating nearly 4,000 calories on training days and still looking pretty lean. So it's just put me in a better runway position, really, for my off season. As I say, I'm excited to have a big couple of years off season because I've only ever done it for like 5-6 months, and then, as I said, I've done that with Chris, and then I had the photo shoot. Then I've done like a 5-6 months off season, and then done my bodybuilding prep for the shows. So yeah, it'd be good. I think we're planned to do off season until March, and then I think it'd be about an 8-week cut, just a little mini diet just to trim up, and then go again, and then it would be like a pre-prep diet, probably end of 2027, ready for 2028, really. So it's all.
It's so important. I know I'm not at the level of you and certainly your trainers, but those mini diet breaks are so important, aren't they? In terms of bulking, like as you know, like I've been in a surplus from my last October, right? And I've had a diet break in between, not as strict as you, in terms of timings and that kind of thing, but to give your body that time to not reset, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Off of the surplus constantly.
Yeah, it's the same thing even when you're dieting as well.
No,
like
it
comes to a point when you need to just bump it back up to maintenance for a little bit or have a diet break, and yeah, it just resets really, doesn't it? And then you can go again, and that's what I mean. It'll only be probably 6, 8, 10 week, I think, max. I think I've actually got in 8 weeks, and then it'll just be straight back into the off season. And as long as my training's on point and I'm sticking to I'm on a macro plan now, obviously, so I can switch things up. I can take bits out if I want to change up my meal plan. But in Monday to Friday, I have exactly the same meals. Saturday at the minute, I just take 1 or 2 meals out, and that banks me between 1,000 to 1,500 calories. And then like tomorrow night, we're going out to Miller and Carter, so I'll have a steak. But again, I'm not bothered by like more rubbish food anymore. I say bad. Where before I'd like burger and chips all the time or whatever, but now I'll eat more fish, I'll eat more steak, and then so I can switch things around. If I don't want rice, I can have potato, but I know as I said, I tried having potato and it kind of mucked my belly up a little bit, which wasn't the best, but. Yeah, I've had a few digestion issues over the last few weeks, and it does, it spikes your weight up, and then that gets in your head. But my weight's stabilising now around about 70, top end of 78, so about 79 kilo-ish, which is about 9.5 kilos up. So, yeah, what are you weighing now anyway?
I'm
in the 80s.
Yeah, I'm in the 80s. I'll tell you what I am, because I inputted it last Sunday, and I didn't gain. I haven't gained for 2. Well, no, I have gained. No, I haven't gained for a week. So I've just upped it 13 stone 4. So what's that? 84 kg roughly. I think. I think 84 something. Yeah, which is as you know, like I went to my first bulk as everyone does. I think I went to extremes and. I got to like 89 kg, maybe even 90.
Yeah, mad.
And I was huge, but I was huge. But I think you get to a point when you bulk, especially if you're trying to move a lot of weight, where your stamina is just shot because of how much weight you have to move. So
that's why it's important as well to keep cardio in as well, because people neglect that.
Yeah.
Especially in when you are bulking in an off season, people do neglect that.
Yeah.
And that's when when you're getting heavier, you still need to keep a bit of cardio in just to for your heart.
You know what? It's nice to have cardio as like not a secret weapon, but just like I'll hit cardio maybe 3 times over a week if I can get it in. Twice at minimum, but usually 3 times. But you can obviously mess with your diet and your cardio a little bit to if you're feeling tired, you might want to take down the cardio and up the food, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's a good tool to have, I think, if you're a powerlifter or a bodybuilder.
Yeah, and that's it as well. Like, it's still important as when you're dieting and when you're bulking is to have a step goal. It doesn't have to be 10,000, but if it's like 7, 8,000 steps, still having some kind of cardio, and you haven't got to be doing 5, 6 days a week cardio at like 45 minutes. But like for me now, I have 2 times 30 on rest days, so I'll either I was always on the cross trainer elliptical in my prep, but for now it's I either do that or I do like an incline walk, which I quite like, high incline walk, more of like a power walk really, which is good.
I'm on the bike at the moment. I
Yeah.
just love sitting there. Well, I think I only do it at the moment. I only do it like literally to warm up and warm down. So 10, 15 minutes is enough for me. Especially, trying to keep the weight on, but yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because like, if you were to start all over again and you had no gym, like, or someone wants to get fit, well, like steps is like king.
Mad, isn't it? Yeah, easy, and that's
like in terms of getting your heart right, you losing your weight, and
yeah.
and
That's the thing. Everyone used to think that you have to like go running or to lose weight, and when people, just walk more, move more, basically, isn't it? The more you move, and steps are so easy to get in as well. Either go. It's good to go after meals, really, for digestion. I like going in the mornings, just putting a podcast on, putting music on, going for a walk. But yeah, it's mad, as you say, it wasn't really a thing a few years ago. It was, everyone goes mad for steps now. But yeah. Right, I've got a few questions anyway, which I'll run through from only a couple from the main boys that always ask questions and bits like that. Let me find them. Only a couple, not too many. But James Linford, he's always on the podcast. He's one of the boys that come to my shows. But he said, "What is the reason you both started lifting?" So I kind of know we've kind of touched obviously on bits like that anyway. But I'll let you just kind of answer that.
Yeah, I think for me, it just started. I lived a very unhealthy teenage, early 20s, didn't I? I think I was
cheesy chips and mayo.
Yeah, it was food, but it was also like being 20, so like going out drinking, taking drugs, that kind of thing. Like it started because I stopped smoking. That was the first thing. Like I stopped smoking, and I was like, okay, now I want to don't look like that I'm on the brink of death, and then it starts from there, doesn't it? Like, oh, okay, I can eat better now, I can move more. So for me, it's spiraled, and I think sometimes it's fear of going back to that a little bit. Sometimes I think, oh God, will I ever go back to that? But I'm so far removed from that.
Yeah, it's all in your head. That the same for me was when I dieted. And the first time I was kind of like doing like an off-season bulk, I was a bit scared to put on weight because I thought I was going to instantly go back to how I used to be, which is obviously not the case. It's just doing it right, isn't it? Still training hard. But yeah, same for me, really. Like the reason I started was, I suppose, it was when I started seeing progress. Like, obviously I'd lost the weight, knew that I needed to tone up a bit. And when you start seeing that progress, and I wish I'd have taken pictures 6 months earlier. Obviously I started in about January 2022, which is good. And now you look back at them pictures and it's just like mad. And that's what I'd recommend anyone who's starting. Is just take pictures. You
used to send me photos in your old clothes. Do you remember? And you used to send me you had like your old jumper on, and the sleeves would just fall off your arm.
Yeah,
you'd lost that much weight,
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? And I also found some old football shirts from when we used to go out.
Okay.
Like playing football, like England shirts and stuff like that. That now, well, maybe not right now, but they fitted me again when I was in prep, and I was like, that's weird, like that's mental. Like when we was like 16, 15 playing football, and now I can still fit in that. But yeah, bit crazy. But yeah, that's that question answered. Then Rosh has got 3 questions for us, and that is it, and we'll wrap it up after that. But the first one is probably more for me, but it's off-season plans and when will you next compete? So we kind of, again, touched on that earlier, but yeah, off-season plans is I've done a recovery phase. I'm now into my off-season now. I'm about 9 kilos up. As I said, mini diet will be around March 2026, and I'm looking to compete. It'll probably be in the back end of 2028, so I've got about 3 years to put on as much muscle as I can. Be on it as much as I can, obviously, whilst being present with Dee and obviously my little one, which is going to be good. But yeah, 2028 is the goal. I know I can get fat-free, peeled really. When I stick to my diet, it's just about being that bit bigger. Obviously, everyone says that they need to be bigger, but that is exactly what it is. So yeah, that is the plans. 2028. and then that will be me going to hopefully turn the third place into a win. So yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. So yeah, that is that question answered. And then another good question from Rosh is favourite methods to get through cardio. So what do you put on? I suppose for me, I just put some YouTube on again, or a TV show, but usually some YouTube, whether that's like a podcast, football overlap, bits like that, or
No,
just some bodybuilding stuff. What do you put on?
No,
Nah?
mate, I love it. I love the idea. Like, I think I have to watch the overlap first of all. Like, to what I sit
Yeah, I
down and
do.
watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but for me, I know it sounds weird, but like any kind of like SoundCloud, Tom Platz, like gym sort of scream edits,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, anything that gets me fired up will get me through. Like for me, cardio is so dull and so boring.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's a more of a mental thing for me. So yeah, like I felt my best.
That's different, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt my best when I was listening to Tom Platz, kind of telling me that I was a little bitch. And David Goggins.
I
As well,
was just
yeah.
about to say David Goggins. Just touching on, David Goggins. When it popped up in my head the other day, and D goes mad all the time, but I find it hilarious. It's just like, yeah, I love watching that video of him benching, and it's like, who's going to carry the boats
Yeah. Oh,
and the
yeah.
logs,
Yeah.
and it's like, you don't know me, son. I just love it. I do it all the time, and she gets the right ump with me because it's just funny. But yeah, what a
But
bloke he is. It's just hilarious.
with training, it resonates so well with gym people because half of it is a mental game. It is.
Yeah.
And if you can just silo yourself a little bit, and it's one of those, isn't it? But
Obviously we got a little bit off there, but
Sorry, yeah.
he's booked. No, that's good though, because David Goggins, like where he's come from, he was a massive guy. Obviously, now he's completely changed, and his books are really good as well for like mindset stuff, and it's incredible, really. But another good question from Rosh. But lastly, we'll finish on this one. Do you have Perform protein, didn't you? Do you have Perform?
I do.
Yeah. So Rosh is probably just above me with Perform flavors, and he's
He's
probably
worse than you.
everyone. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'd say
wow.
so. Yeah,
Okay.
only just, but no, he's So he's put top 3 Perform flavors. I'll let you go.
Blueberry muffin top for me personally.
That's the good one. I've got that in my rotation right now. I've got that.
Rotation, like it's
We'll go on to that in a minute. But
blueberry muffin, cereal milk number 2.
That's good.
And not in the reason why it's 3 is because I don't like it in loads of volume. But the Kinder Bueno flavour, I can't remember what it's called, white hazelnut.
Do you like that white chocolate hazelnut? See,
I like it, but it gets boring quickly. You know.
Thing is, I love Kinder Bueno. I love white chocolate. I love hazelnut, and any white chocolate hazelnut thing like Perform, I don't really rate it. And I've just got the Conte white chocolate hazelnut cream of rice, and I thought again, it's just okay. Like, I really like white chocolate hazelnut as well. I really, really like it, but for me, it doesn't really taste like it. But anyway, blueberry muffin is good. As I say, my rotation, only because in prep I bought way too many. Like literally, Rosh is probably bad. He's bad influence actually, because like he was buying all of these, and I had about 7 or 8 in one go, because that was the only thing I could change on my oats or bits like that. It was a different flavour, so I had like so many, and I am getting through them now, which is good. So I've nearly finished my s'mores one. That's at work. That's nearly gone. The Dubai chocolate I've just finished, which was quite good. And I've got blueberry muffin. I've got the mini egg one, which again is quite good, limited edition one, and the baklava one, which again doesn't taste like it, but it's quite nice. They're the ones I've got right now. But I'll say top 3. I don't know in any particular order, but I'd say carrot cake is really good. Cereal milk is one of my favourites, and I'd probably say the lemon cheesecake is really good, which I haven't had in a while. The next one I want to try is apple strudel. That's supposed to taste like apple pie. Yeah, it's supposed to taste like apple pie. I haven't tried that one. But one I will mention, which I did give Denny and Max samples of this, but they done them limited edition April Fool's ones. The pancake and bacon one was it tasted like Frazzles. So when you burped after, it tasted like you was eating a pack of Frazzles. So that repeated on me quite a lot, but I've got rid of that now. But the chicken and waffle one, I really, really liked. It didn't, obviously it smelt like fried chicken, which was a bit weird, but it actually tasted really, really nice. I'd say.
But what of?
What was it? Fried chicken and waffle? Yeah, I don't actually. It was just like sweet, really. Sweet. It was just like yeah, it was just sweet. I've tried ESN. Obviously, I know we've
Yeah,
obviously asked about Perform.
yeah.
I've tried ESN ones, which are quite nice, but yeah,
Mm.
Perform's still probably my
I was
favourite
about to
ones.
say, like, I've tried a few, but
Mm.
I think Perform. I don't know what they put in them, but they are so clear of every other protein powder provider I've tried.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
so clear.
yeah,
Like I remember the first time I had it. I think you'd been having it for a while, and
yeah,
I can't remember what I had now for the first time. I might have had the white chocolate hazelnut, and I thought
yeah,
coming off of my protein, not to slight my protein. I think they do it
yeah.
for
No, it's,
cheaper
no, yeah, of course.
for better, for more competitive price points. But like when you first have that, you're like, hell, like
Yeah.
this is so much better. Like in terms of
And that's the
taste.
thing, like, for me, I don't ever have. I mean, shakes. I know you do because you don't. I
Yeah,
always said to you, you're better for you to have shakes because you don't really like eating as much.
yeah.
But yeah, whether you have it in a shake, obviously, I have it as a paste. But every flavour, I don't think there's been a flavour that I don't really like.
No, no.
Another one I do want to try actually. I'm quite liking coconut flavoured stuff recently. So I do. There's a coconut cream one I think,
Mm,
which probably tastes like a bounty,
mm.
which would be quite nice. The apple strudel one I do want to try,
We should
and
put a
that is
question to
probably
people in the comments. We should ask them a question in
mm,
the comments, maybe like what their favourite pre-workout is, because
pre-workout's good. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, what are you taking? Are you taking like stim pre at the minute?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Total
haven't had
War.
stim pre. Yeah, Total War's good. Yeah, Total War tastes nice as well, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I'm not having stim. I'm trying to stay away from stim because obviously where I train at 5 o'clock, I just
Yes.
have a pump, and
Oh,
I have the mega pump
Bill,
from
I've got to tell you
Conte at the
something.
minute.
Sorry, I know we're finishing up, but I
That's
trained.
all right.
I took stim. I've been training in the mornings, but I took stim yesterday. No, two days ago, in the evening at 6 o'clock. I went to train because I was doing bench, I think. So, yeah, I literally just took a scoop, and I was still like wired at like 10 p.m. I was
Yeah,
still wired, like completely. So that needs to stop. Like I can't go past
yeah.
6 p.m. because it just
No, well, really, they say you shouldn't really have any caffeine after like
midday, isn't it?
midday, really. Yeah. So, and after I had, the ABE one that you bought for me for my birthday, I still
Yeah,
got some of that at work, and I had that a couple of months ago, and it is called something. And I remember again Max and Denny talking about it on their podcast. It's called a certain thing, but I forgot what it is. But it's basically where once you've taken the pre-workout, you go all red and blotchy and like hot. So I was all of a sudden I sat in the gym car park. It was on a Friday. It was about midday, and I thought my face was all hot. And I looked in the mirror, and I was like red, like sunburnt, basically, like blotchy all over, like my hands. It was awful, and it is called something, which I will find out. But after that, it must be something to do with what's in it.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I better stay off that. So I'm only on the pump, yeah, mega pump from Conte, which is good actually, and it's
You're
nice that
doing
I'm
right.
actually
Yeah,
getting.
you're doing.
Yeah, I'm getting a like, good pump now. To be fair, but for me with caffeine, I could have a pre-workout at 5 6 o'clock in the evening, but I'd be all right to go to sleep, but it just messes with your like deep sleep, doesn't it,
Yeah,
and actual quality of sleep.
yeah.
But
I felt it for days after. Like you say, like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that restfulness when you sleep.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you don't if you wind down in the evening correctly, you notice that quality of sleep is so much better. But yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know I'm going on, but that's me off. I think stim for a while in the evening.
Yeah. So yeah, comment down below any pre-workouts
Yeah,
that
please.
anyone likes,
Yeah.
and we'll give them a try as
Stim or
well.
non-stim, we don't we don't
That's it.
discriminate on this channel.
That's it. But no, other than that, I think we'll wrap it up then. That's been nearly an hour, which has gone quick, and I think it's gone fairly well for the first episode. We was all a bit, we was talking about it before. It was a bit weird, wasn't it? It was
Nervous,
like,
yeah,
oh, we're going to be a bit
nerve-wracking.
nervous, yeah, but nah, it's all good, isn't it? So, yeah, guys, obviously, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We'll put a link to our Instagrams on there as well. And yeah, we'll be back next week for another episode. So yeah, have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.